Welcome. Hey everyone, welcome to Edit Faster, a live video training where I am going to be teaching you how to level up your videos and edit your videos faster. So before we get going, first and foremost in the chat, put a 1, make sure that you are able to hear me. Well, if you can hear me, I guess if you can't, you won't know to put a 1, but regardless, if you can hear me, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And let me know where you're joining in from. I see people have already started. Someone said, I can't wait to gain new insights from editing faster with me. So excited for you. We have somebody from Lafayette, Louisiana, people from Texas, Missouri. Awesome. Super excited for you guys to be joining me. Also in the chat, go ahead and comment a number 1 if you have edited video before, whether it's on a computer or a phone, and comment 2 if you are a beginner. I just want to know where we're at in the group, because I know a lot of my lives, I have people joining in from a wide variety of skill level within editing. So want to rest assured to people that may be new to it, we're going to cover the basics, and also those that are advanced, you're going to learn some new techniques that'll definitely help you get your content done faster. So I am super excited. Awesome. We have Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago. Awesome. So before we get into things, I wanted to first go ahead and let you guys know that I am doing a special giveaway tonight. It is for my Edit Like a Pro video editing essentials that has over 195 sound effects and video overlays to quickly level up your video content and start editing like a pro within minutes. I've specifically organized this pack to be organized. It's labeled very clearly. The sound effects are put into their own little buckets so you can quickly find the type of sound effect that you need. When I first started editing, I didn't have anything like this up until like literally maybe a year or 2. I had organized sound effects, and when I say it makes a total difference, it is amazing. So this is going to save you hours and hours from editing. And in this pack, I'll be using some of the assets in this pack in the training. It's universal. It can be used in pretty much any software. Any device. I specifically use it in CapCut all the time directly on my phone. And again, all the packs are very well organized. You have different visual effects like film burn transition. So you ever seen a flash transition that goes on top of somebody's video? These film burns, they actually have the sound effects to go with them. Sound design is extremely important. You're going to learn some more about it in today's training as well. I also have these paper transitions. One of my first edits I ever did in CapCut, I used these paper transitions. It turned out really cool. If you ever seen people with dust outlines and lines going through their video, that's in this pack. I also have film textures, and then the majority of the pack of the 195 assets, the majority of it are sound effects that are very cleanly organized. It's all valued at over $495. So I will be announcing the winner, but you have to stay around to the end to win this pack. Also, to enter in to win, I had a couple people already do it and get put in the pool for the giveaway as well. So if you can share this out on your story, whether it be a post or just showing a video of you being live with me, go ahead and share it, tag me, and at the end of it, I'm going to be selecting from the pool of people that have already put it in Instagram and those that are just now about to. So awesome. I'm super excited for you. And yeah, some of you, I have a smaller sound effects pack that I give away. Someone said that they've shared or had it and before and it's perfect. So this is the extension to that pack. So I'm super excited for the person that will win this. Today, so here's all that we're going to be learning. I'm jam-packing a lot in a very short time period, but I'm going to go at a pace to where you will be able to follow along with me. So first and foremost, the first hack that we're going to cover is the latest feature. I didn't even realize this was here until literally this week. And I was like, I got to do a live. This live was all inspired by this one change CapCut made, and that is inside of their layers effect. So I'm going to be walking you step by step through how to use that new effect. And I actually might show the old way I used to edit it and just show how much more of an ease of editing this new way is about to be. So in addition to that, I have multiple edits planned. Excuse me. I am going to show you guys how to cut down and quickly literally edit an entire video in seconds. Well, I'll say in minutes. I won't go all the way to seconds. It can be done in seconds, but you have to rely on a little bit of processing time inside of CapCut. I do it on my phone all the time, and when I say it is a major game changer and time saver, I'm super excited to be showing you guys transcript-based editing in hack number 2. And then just all throughout, everything that I'm teaching you guys, we'll walk from start to finish in these different edits. I have 3 planned. If time allows, we will get through all 3. And then we will have Q&A afterwards, and then do the giveaway as well. So if we are just meeting, hello, my name is Danielle Boateng. I go by Danielle Boateng on social media. For those who know me and follow me, know first and foremost, I am a mother of 2. I have Dash, who is 4, and Deani, who just turned 1. Previously to being a full-time content creator, I was I was working in aerospace engineering. I went to school for mechanical engineering, and I got my degree in mechanical engineering from Virginia Commonwealth University, and I ended up getting hired in at Rolls-Royce. I did multiple internships with them, got hired in full-time. I excelled very quickly within that company in a very short time frame. Got to travel all around the world. Went to Germany. I went to the UK, Japan, amongst many other countries as well. And I worked in corporate for about 7 years for Rolls-Royce, Honeywell, and then another company as well, where I ended my career in engineering as a director of engineering at a startup company. But all that to say is I was working in engineering, excelling, but I was not happy in it at all. And in my free time, my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, we were just creating content for the sake of creating content. And it was literally, hey, somebody's from VCU. What's up, VCU? We were literally staying up till 2, 3 in the morning when I had to be at work the next morning at like 7 or 8 a.m., just creating content for the passion and love of it. We weren't making any money off of it, It was just, we were fulfilling what we really love to do. I did editing. He was my voiceover person and the creative behind a lot of my stuff. But all that to say, recently, I transitioned from mainly being an editor only in Final Cut Pro to my family and I went through a transition season where we were on the go constantly, visiting family from multiple states, moving to multiple states, and it forced me to get from behind my computer in Final Cut, which I still love, by the way, but I'm on the go so much, and being a mother of 2, like my daughter's at the age, I literally will sit down in front of her with my computer and she will not let me work. She's sitting there trying to close it. So can't be behind my computer anymore. And really, it forced me to start editing on the go right from my phone. And once I did that, everything started blowing up and yeah, my Instagram grew over 20,000 followers in just less than 2 months. 10K of those came in 3 weeks, which was insane. But creating content afforded me a lot of amazing opportunities. Even while I was working at Rolls-Royce, I actually, while working as an engineer, I was on site doing a video recap of an entire program that we had did, where people flew in from all over the world into our plant in Virginia. And I'm working as an engineer, solving problems in the plant, and also videotaping and editing the entire event. Some of the other clients that I've worked for, my work has been seen on, are Complex, Billboard. I've done work that's been featured on NYU. Also, the Billboard one, it was crazy. One day I was literally on Instagram a few years ago and scrolling, and the company that I was contracted doing work with was in partnership with Billboard. So I did an edit for them. Most of the time I don't normally see the edits that I do for clients like this, but I was randomly scrolling and an ad came up and it was my video. It was like a little bit of a Twilight moment, because I was like, oh my goodness, I just did this, and wow, I am seeing it out there real life. So it was really, really cool to see my work featured on Complex on their social media page. I've also done work for Think Media. I've worked along with Omar Altakori and Sean Cano, editing for them as well. So gotten to have some really big name brands behind my editing. So it's afforded me a lot of opportunities. And after editing for over 10 years, here's what I learned. Sorry, I had to get some water. I've learned all the mistakes of how not to, manage your media, which I'll be sharing during the workflow here in a little bit when we get into editing. Having your media organized, easily accessible can allow you to, one, edit faster, and then two, just be in a way better flow as well. So it's also allowed me to create eye-catching video that literally stops the scrolling, gets people's attention. And one of the biggest things that I've been able to transition over within my actual content itself is converting them to sales. And in 2 months, with the way that I was doing content, fully automated, I was able to bring over 12 grand in 2 months just off of my content rolling and being out there. So the number one thing, after editing all this time, creating content for years, the number one thing that I did realize is you don't need all the fancy equipment or the latest and greatest of that equipment. All you need is your phone plus 2 other items. So simply a tripod for your phone, and a mic, preferably a wireless one that you can plug the end of the receiver in. And this one right here, I think I have it on me. Yes, I do. This one right here, this little button, is actually a mic that I can clip on anywhere. I can even flip it the other way and clip it on the inside of my shirt as well. This little thing has so much power, so much quality. It's probably been one of the best investments that I've had since I've started creating content. Next to having that tripod, the tripod that I use, and I also have an equipment guide. If somebody from my team can drop the link in case anybody wants to grab any of these pieces of equipment. I'm not going to be breaking down exactly how I've used all of them in this training today, because I want to be able to get into the edits and us get going quickly to get through all of them. But even this tripod right here, let me switch my view. This tripod, it's the best tripod I have ever had, because it raises 62 inches tall. Literally with this is an additional attachment that I purchased. It's a magnetic phone mount that allows me to quickly put on and take off my phone. So while I'm on the go, and it literally just screws on by this little 1/4-inch screw right here. And Alicia just dropped the link to my equipment guide. So it comes with a different head than this thing, but I highly recommend going ahead and purchasing this piece, because it will change everything for you for content. So with this mic, this tripod, and my phone, I was able to get over a month and a half's worth of content in just 40 minutes. So literally, I used my phone on this tripod. I connected my phone on it and I walked around a room, always using the back camera. I walked around a room literally in the matter of 40 minutes. I went inside a house, outside the house, went to the front, the back, all different rooms, different corners, walking around saying video editing hack I bet you didn't know, or just some of my other hooks that I use with my sound effects pack, all different types of stuff. Like, here's the top 5 editing effects I do. Did all of that within 40 minutes, batched up all that content, and I'm literally, I should say, it's over a month's worth of content because that happened back in February. I'm using some of that content in our live class to edit today too. So there's so much power in having the right equipment and knowing how to use that equipment. So let me get back over to the presentation really quick. And yes, that is a MagSafe that's on it. And the way that they market it, I think it says up to iPhone 13 or 14, but we've tested it on 15s and it actually works really well as well. So literally all I do is, with this microphone, I forgot to show, with this microphone, they have, there's 3 different types that you can get. So the one that I have is the standard pack that comes with the little lightning USB port here. For the standard iPhone, they also have a USB-C one that you can plug up with Android or the new iPhone 15s as well. So they have those 2 packs individually, but together they also have this combo pack that comes with both the lightning, the USB-C cord, or sorry, USB-C port, and it comes with this extra little receiver that if you do shoot with a professional camera, you can have a receiver that plugs and does the audio directly into your main camera so that the audio is baked on your footage, and it sounds amazing because this mic has noise cancellation. And when I say it is amazing, it's called a Hollyland Lark M2. By far my favorite mic to date, and it beats out the price of all the DJIs and all of those, and it does all the same things, and it's even smaller than those. So I love it. It's my favorite go-to mic. But also the coolest thing, if you get that higher combo pack, I think the combo pack is maybe $30 extra. Don't quote me on that, but you'll see it linked inside of my equipment guide. That combo pack, that receiver that you can plug to your professional DSLR or 4 micro thirds camera, you can also plug into your computer. And when I say that's a game changer, because I can be on a Zoom call and have amazing crisp audio, and I think it's only the combo pack, I believe it is like $175. The regular pack is like $140, and yeah, it's amazing. So using the noise cancellation along with some of the other features inside of CapCut that you can do to your audio to make it better is by far the best thing that I have purchased, next to my phone, of course. So, but for now, I don't want to waste any more time because I want us to get through the edits that we have planned for this training. If you will allow me, later on, I'm going to share an opportunity where you can learn how to shoot content and create from start to finish, and also be able to monetize that content with you. But that will come later after we get through these edits. So I am going to go ahead and switch over to my phone view. And hopefully my phone comes up because I've been having some issues today. Can you guys hear me now? How about now? Any audio now? Can you put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me? Oh no, we're still, audio's out. Okay, give me 1 second. How about now? No audio. No. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, so I think I am having an issue with my screen share. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Let me see if I can correct this. Let's do a quick test together and see if we can fix this. So audio's working now. Tell me in 2 seconds. Put a 1 in the chat if you still hear me talking now. Can you guys hear? Oh, my movie audio. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. Whew. I got worried. All right, let me get my phone plugged up. Let me know if you can still hear me. I'll wait for one more 1. If I get one more 1, we're good to go. Okay. All right. Whew. All right. So sorry if you're hearing or seeing a delay. The actual, let me see actually. Okay. Is that better with, hopefully this is better with the delay. If not, post in the actual replay, I will make sure that everything is clear and pristine. Apologies for technical difficulties. I've had to restart my computer about 3 times today, and it's time for an update. So I learned my lesson. I will do all my updates before my next class. Okay, so what we're going to do, and what I was saying is, when I lost audio, is I want to give a disclaimer that, so I know we probably have people at all different levels. If you feel like it is going too fast, or you feel like you aren't able to, if you missed a concept or whatever, there will be a limited time replay to where you'll be able to go back and watch it at your own speed, but it's very limited. So make sure once it becomes available that you just go in and digest and get everything that you need from it. But then what I also want to say is, while I am editing, it's hard to watch and learn at the same time. So I advise you, rather than trying to do as I go, you can try it. I'm not telling you to not do it, because it would be amazing if somebody had a piece of content out afterwards. The only problem is, unlike a design class or something else, you have to see visually and you have to hear when you edit. The sound from editing is probably one of the most crucial things. So I just want to make sure that you're attentive, take notes, and then later in the replay, you can come back and then do the edits with me in the replay. So, okay. What we're going to do is we are going to, now that I have that fixed, I'm going to step back up 1 step. Okay, so we're going to get into a live edit together. So I have 3 different edits. The first version, and I'll let you guys direct me on what you want to see. So this first edit that I'm going to be doing is me removing background behind me and putting text. I have done video editing hacks on my page. I'm not sure the exact number right now, but it's somewhere in one of my video editing hacks where I show how to remove the background. That was an old method on a old version of CapCut. If you guys want to see that one plus the new version, put a 3 in the chat and let me know. If not, if I don't get any 3s, I'll just show the new and improved and we'll keep it moving. So the first one, I'm going to teach you how to do the layers. I'll show you also how to do the layers edit and put something behind even a photo. So I'll show you how to turn a photo into a video. And then after that, I'm going to show you the transcript-based edit and how I do my CTAs. Okay, I got at least 1, 3, so I'll show you both versions, and probably seeing it twice will help start flowing this stuff, because there's only one different, to show the new, someone asked just to show the new one. I'll show it real fast just because there's only one small difference between the two. So we'll go ahead and get into the edit now. So one of the biggest things when you edit is having organization. So what I personally do inside of my photos, I take advantage of the albums. And if you notice, I have emojis on the really important ones, right? So my video editing hack intros, I put them all into one batch. I just did an edit on the go live class last week. I put all those assets there. And then today I did my edit faster assets, where I put all the assets in here that I'm going to use in the edit today. Putting your stuff into folders and keeping them organized is going to cut down loads of time in your edit, and I highly recommend it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this video, and this is hilarious. I actually have the same shirt on, and I shot this I shot this back in February. It's all good. I need to get some more clothes, obviously. But either way, we're going to load this into CapCut. So I'm going to go over to CapCut and click on New Project. So normally in my classes, I have just this view. I am testing something out today, and I want you guys to tell me if you feel like it is helpful. If it is not, I will remove it. My only disclaimer is my secondary camera, to where you'll be able to see what I'm touching and what I'm doing on the screen. It's not as high of a resolution, so you won't be able to see the screen as clear, but the whole purpose of having that other view is seeing where I'm pushing on the different buttons or the different gestures that I'm doing with my hands. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to that scene now. This is new, and I hope it works for you guys. So if we start off inside of CapCut, I'm going to hit New Project right here. Let me wipe this off just a little bit. Give me 2 seconds. I wiped it down before, and it didn't last. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go, and when you get into CapCut and you hit New Project, you will have your folder selection selected at the top, where it will show you, and actually this is way too dark. All right, that's a little bit better. Okay, so there's this drop down where you can access all of your albums, and this is why I put emojis on them, because it's a long list of albums that I have. Like, these are all the albums in my phone. So if I'm scrolling quickly, I can find that Edit Faster Assets folder way quicker that way, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and import and add that video in. Just give it 1 second. Okay, perfect. Now I have this video in, and there's actually a way to turn off the CapCut thing. If we have time, I'll show you later. It's in the settings of the app to where that doesn't come up all the time. I just haven't turned it off for some reason. But the first thing that we're going to do is, normally in my edits, I put a little motion in it first. And in order to put motion into it, you have to use what are called keyframes. So when you select the clip, there's this little plus button right here. I'm going to click on that, and that adds that little red diamond on the timeline. So now if I scroll forward, I can either hit the add button there, or I can simply pinch like this with 2 fingers outward, and it will, when I release, it automatically put that keyframe there. Let me know if you guys like this view and it's helpful. If not, I'll turn it off, but I thought it might be good to have an additional view to be able to see the edits and what I'm physically doing. So the first thing I do, you can see now.
Put your head back like that and laugh. Don't look at the camera. Wait, do not.
And it's funny, if you guys can hear the sound, we were in the middle of a photo shoot and somebody's just getting B-roll. So that slowly tracks in the video. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to zoom this one in just a little bit more and kind of center it up. And you notice it made that change from start to end. And what that does is, at each of these points, it takes the information and all the settings that are right there in that video, and it sets a point for it, to where everything in between is adjusting from the original point all the way up to the new point now. Okay, so I first go through and I add those keyframes in, and then the next step is I duplicate this clip, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the background. This is the same, these first couple steps up till we get to the layers. It's the same regardless if you are doing the old or the new method. Okay, so I'm going to scroll over until I see duplicate, and it's this right here. Okay, so I duplicated that clip, so now it's doing the same thing. And what I'm going to do now is on that clip, while it's still selected, I'm going to come over and I am going to hit remove background right here. Sorry, I'm dealing with the focus not focusing in. Let me see if I can fix it real quick. If not, we're just going to have to live with it. Okay, I think it just popped into focus quite a bit better. All right, perfect. So somebody asked, where's the keyframe? So when you select the clip, there's this little dot. Let me see if I can put this a little closer. When you select it, that little diamond with the plus button appears right here. So you can select that, and that's where that's where the keyframe is at. Okay, so now that I have added my keyframes, I've duplicated my clips. Now with that second clip selected right here, I'm going to scroll over and find remove background. And I'm going to do auto remover. So as you can see, it removed everything around me, but sometimes it has issues deciphering between colors. So down by my legs, there's a lot of black, so it can't tell exactly where the color's ending, but it's okay because I'm not going to put any text down there. The main place that I'm concerned about is right up here around my head. I want to have a good background removed. So now that that's removed, I'm going to hit the check button, and I'm going to hit, while this clip is still selected, I'm going to scroll over and hit overlay. So what that does is it pops that video out of the main timeline there, and it puts it on the first level of the layers. So video editing, all it is a bunch of layers of video, sound effect, and B-roll. B-roll meaning any secondary footage or photos or logos or even text that you put on the screen. That is what's considered B-roll. So now you can't tell there's a difference between the two. So now that I have these two clips layered, I can go in and I can add whatever I want to. In this example, I'm going to put text. You can add an additional overlay. And let's say I had a photo of my logo here. I could add that in too, but for this one, I want to type some text on it. So I'm actually going to type that same text that says edit faster, even though I do have my logo. So edit faster. And now what I'm going to do, the font that I like the most is I'm going to come over to fonts, and right here inside of fonts, there's a search bar. I personally use Sunday Masthead because it looks so good. All right, I just searched Sunday. Sunday Masthead gives you this very thick, nice font. So what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to go ahead and push it to its own line. And then you can come in while that's still selected and go to style. And there is a secondary, underneath all the colored A's, there's a secondary menu down here that you can scroll along, right? So inside of there's spacing, there's the justification of the text. So we have left justification, center, right. You can even do it sideways like this. It's really cool. You can also change the spacing of the line. I like mine to be pretty close. Characters, depending on the font that I use, I like to have my characters squeezed in a little bit because it gives a good look, but the Sunday Masthead is perfect. I don't need to do anything else to it. So I'm going to hit the check button. All right, so this is where the difference, and I'm going to use my finger right here. There is this little square button in the bottom right corner. I always have to do left, right in my head. Don't judge me. But in the bottom right corner, you can make it bigger, or you can use two fingers and zoom in and out. So I'm going to make it a little bit big, put it right over my head. So the way CapCut used to be, I literally used to have to export this out, unfinished. So if I wanted to change anything, I might have to repeat this step multiple times. So once I had that exported out, I would duplicate. I would hit the three buttons right here next to the project and duplicate it. And I would leave that one project there, and then I would come in and delete this text. Now this is the old method. Someone said the diamond is not showing up on the iPad. I'll have to check on my iPad afterwards. I can't recall where the diamond is. If somebody else can verify, Alicia, if you can check, I'm not sure. I'll have to double check that. But used to have to delete the text, and that's the reason why I duplicate it, because on the old method, because if I wanted to change anything with that text, the color, spacing, anything, I would have to then re-put the text in, export it out, and then bring it back in again, right? Because the way the layers were, it just did not work. So what's amazing now, with the new method, you don't have to do all this extra work. So now what I used to do is I would come over, select one of the clips, scroll all the way over to layers, and move it to the back, right? And it was the entire video duplicated. Now you can forget all of that. We can delete this. We don't even need it anymore, because the new and improved way inside of CapCut allows you finally to put the text behind you without having to do all that extra. So now we have this. So I'm back into the original edit, and I am getting ready to move the text behind my head with the new method. So that's the overlay that we want to put the text behind. If I come over here, hit the back arrow, go back into text, with the text selected, now mind you, you can do it with any overlay layer. It doesn't matter. You can select the text or you can select the overlay. You just scroll over to layers, select layers, and there's this back and front button. It's amazing. So now we have this.
Put your head back like that and laugh. Don't look at the camera.
Wait,
Do
I
not.
gotta do it. Hold on.
And I can amend it. I want this to go a little bit longer. It will go longer now. Or let's say I wanted this to come in differently. So pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in an animation. So there's a couple ways to do animations. I personally, a lot of times, I like doing it manual just because that's the type of editor I am. Call me old school, whatever. It is what it is. So there are animations built into the text feature. So if I scrolled over to animations with the text selected, and it has something for the in point and the out point, and then it also has, if I click right there, it has looping. So looping means the entire time of the clip, it's going to do whatever this animation is, right? And I can change how fast or how slow it is or whatever. So what I want to do is on the end part, I just want it to slide in, but I know there's not, it's kind of hard sometimes. When I pull stuff in, normally I will watch the animations because there's a lot listed here. What I would do is I will watch the animations as I scroll to find the one that I want. So I do want it to do something like this where it slides in, but I'm going to show you another
Put your head
option.
back like that and laugh.
And I want the loop off. So I'm going to hit none again. Okay. Okay. So someone said the diamond will appear once you select the video clip in the timeline. That should be true on both the phone and on the iPad. Thank you for that, Alicia. So if I come over to, instead of doing the animation there, I can leave that there. I'll show it on the back end how you can animate in manually. So on the front end, it slides in, but actually I'll show it here. What I can also do, I just remove that. I could also use keyframes here. Keyframes are your best friend in editing because it gives you so much control on your video. So I can hit the point there, and that's saying, hey, I want this to start here, but I don't want that logo or the text to show right there just yet. I'm going to select the text. Oh no, it just froze. Sorry, my thing just started glitching. It's okay. Okay, there it goes. Sorry, that just glitched just then. I have to update my phone, my computer, and my softwares right now. So if I hit the add button, now what I can do is I can manually move that off screen like this, or I can pinch it smaller, move it over into where now, if I want it to come in quickly right here, I'll put a point there, or I'll put the playhead right there, and then I'll move it and I'll pinch it where I want it to be. So now what it does is this. So you could do either or. I actually personally like the animation that was done over here on the end where it slided in. slide it right. So I'm going to leave that. You can also change the duration down here.
Put your head back
If you
like
increase
that,
it,
don't look at the camera. Do not.
it can come in slow. And if you slow it down, it'll come in faster. If you put it at 0, it's just going to be there. All right. So I'll leave that there. I'll put that animation there, and then I'll leave faster on till the end. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is, now that you've changed the layer, put the layer behind you, I like to add sound effects in last. Sound effects add so much to your videos, and I have some that I have preloaded. There's a brand kit inside of CapCut. I don't have time to review it today and show you how to use it, but you know that the features here, I can literally come in here and I have a set amount of sound effects that I use specifically for my brand so that my stuff is cohesive. You can even brand down to sound effects if you didn't know. The sounds that happen within my videos are very consistent. On nearly all of them, I use this reverse cinematic bang, and I've done videos on these. This is called a riser. And what this pretty much does is it gives you a sense of suspension. So it works really good with a hook if you're doing something in your video. So what I do is sometimes I'll cut it off depending on how long I want it. I would just want this one. I wouldn't even necessarily use this one here, but I just want to put it here so you can hear and see it.
Put your head back like.
So if I did something different with the text, if I click on the layer and I go to animations and I made this a little bit slower, even slower. Uh-oh. My app is not, I need to update everything. It's all good. We'll get through this. So I'm going to do it even slower.
Put your head back like that.
To where if I wanted to, I could match that up. It's a little bit hard with that specific sound effect and this transition. But what I'm going to do for now instead of using that sound effect, that riser, it's not the best video for it. I'm going to delete that. And right where the motion happens, I am going to add a whoosh. So a whoosh is pretty much a sound like this. I have this specific one out of my free starter pack that I use all the time. So I'm going to layer it over. So if I zoom in here, I'm pinching with 2 fingers to zoom in like this. And what I do a lot of times is before I even play it, I'll watch visually. Hey, is the sound effect going with the motion? And you can see the sound effect is that little blue hump that we have right here. That's where all the sound happens, but the animation doesn't start till right here. So I'm going to slide this over until it starts with the animation, right? And it's not long enough. So a little trick that I do sometimes on my favorite sound effects is I'll select the sound and then I'll scroll over to speed right here. And I will slow it down. So if you go to the left, it slows it down. If you go to the right with the dot, it speeds it up. Okay?
Like that, laugh. Don't look.
So now, oops, I meant to slow it down just a little bit. And this specific whoosh, it's not the loudest, so I'm going to turn the sound up just a little bit. Normally with sound effects, I turn them down to like 18 decibels, and all I'm doing is I'm sliding with my thumb to turn this up and down. So if I slide it down, normally I'll do it from 18 to like 20 something decibels, especially if it's a clip that I have voice that I'm speaking on top of. You do not want your sound effects to overpower what you're saying. But this specific video, there's no voice. It's keying in. I'm going to put music on it inside of Instagram so I can have the sound effect as loud as I want. So now you can hear that. So someone asked which loop did I use. I think you're referring to the animation. So that specific animation was the slide right. I personally love the slide transitions and animations. With editing, you want very clean transitions that aren't going to distort your your video too much. I like natural looking videos. There's some effects that I will use in my videos. And it depends on what the video is, but I like my stuff to look as clean as possible. So I use that slide right, and now we have that coming in. So what I would do on this type of video is you can either hit this button right over here on the side that says mute clip audio, or you can select the clip and scroll over to scroll over to volume, and I can turn the volume down on whatever clip I need to, whatever selected. Okay. But on this one, I'm not going to, because I put a keyframe there. I'm just going to mute it from here. So that's probably one of the quickest and easiest ways to create and edit.
Put your head back like that and laugh.
And I didn't mute it all the way. I thought I did, but I didn't. Let me just drop I did drop it out. Oh, it's on this layer. I forgot. So before you duplicate your clip, if you don't want the sound in it, remove the audio, because there was audio on that overlay clip. And let me undo that and do it at the beginning, because it's trying to put a keyframe. So from the start, I'm going to have no audio. So now we don't have any audio. And I can put whatever sound I want on IG. And probably when I post this, I probably will have it end like right here. And I'll have some type of call to action I'll let it play. I'll have some type of call to action come up. And when I do my call to action or CTA, I personally love using the ding sound. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to audio. And this specific sound is not in the free starter pack. It is in the paid full video editing essentials pack. But I use this ding. So I would have my on the Instagram side, I would put my call to action of like, here's how, or here's what I do. I'll have that come up on screen right when this ding happens. And then it will point down below. So that's simply what I do. And you don't want anything hanging over, because it will give you extra black space at the end. And I'll show you one last thing on this edit before we go into the next. But literally, if I wanted to create this without explaining anything else, I can make this specific video in the matter of minutes. I could probably now do this video within 3 minutes or less. The more effects you put on, the more you have to do to it. But also, I made a mistake in the back end. My edit faster is a little bit longer. So if I hit text down here at the bottom, I can pull this back, and you'll feel like the haptic feedback or vibration on your phone. It will tell you that this thing is snapped in place. So now the video ends with no black space. Okay. So what thing that I've been doing with a lot of my videos, I'm going to go ahead and export this out. And this is just a quick little hack if you wanted it or not. This is a bonus hack because I wasn't planning on sharing this, but it's my go-to thing I've been doing lately. Is if I go back into that same edit and I hit this plus button over here to add another clip to the main timeline, I'm going to add in that same video I just exported, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that, scroll all the way over in the menu bar until you see the reverse button right here. So this is reversing the clip now. So the end became the beginning and the beginning became the end. So now what I can do is with that clip selected, I can hit speed and I can speed this thing up. And what that does now is it's going to give an automatic loop. So in IG, I don't even want to necessarily, the shorter the better. Doing short content that is set on a loop can get you higher views over time as well, because you have a short clip with a long caption where you're explaining whatever like you've put on the actual video itself. So it would play like this. And so it stops at the end to where now the beginning becomes the end. It'll just loop. Now this type of video, before I posted it, I would probably shorten it up quite a bit. and redo a couple other things, but I just wanted to show you the base level, how to get that layer effect behind you. Okay, so now what we're going to do really fast before we go into the next type of edit, and I'm keeping a watch on time. I do not want to go over on time, but I want to do that same exact thing and show you how to do it with the photo. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to select new project, and I am going to go back into that album that I just made. That's easy to see because I got the emojis there. And I'm going to go to my photos. I have this photo of me and my husband right here. And I'm going to show you how to turn a photo into a video. So the first thing you want to do, because your photo might be in a different aspect ratio, meaning it might not be the 9:16 vertical size for a reel. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over and go to aspect ratio right here, click on that, and I'm going to do the 9:16 that shows the TikTok. Now you can see that there's black space at the top and black space at the bottom. I'm just going to use both of my fingers like it says on the screen to resize it and kind of center us up just a little bit. Okay, so perfect. Now we have a clip that we're ready to use. I'm going to delete the end. And just because of time, you can catch in the replay of how to get that if you're referring to, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Maybe it's the reverse clip. You can catch it inside of the replay. Okay, so we have this video right now that is doing absolutely nothing. Again, I import whatever I'm editing, and then the first thing I do is I add a keyframe. So I'm going to hit that little diamond with the plus thing that's right here. That adds that little red keyframe on the actual timeline. And I'm going to scroll over to the end because I want it to slowly pan in. So now it does that. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same thing over again. I'm going to have that selected and I'm going to scroll over to the right and I'm going to hit duplicate. And I am going to remove the background. Now, I purposefully picked this picture because people ask me all the time, hey, I'm trying to remove the background, but it's like flickering or it's not removing it properly. You have to be very careful on how your shot is composed, meaning you have to stand out from the colors in your back. So like the edge of your faces or the edge of your hair, you don't want it touching any black. The side of my husband's face, and I wish I could zoom in on it, but actually I'll zoom in through here and I'll undo it. So the side of his face, it's getting the reflection from the window. So the color of the edge of his face is very close to the window right there. And you're going to see it's going to cause a little bit of an issue, but I can live with it. I'm fine with it. It's still going to do a nice video for us. So I'm going to undo that move and I'm going to go ahead, select this clip, scroll over until you see remove background and do auto remover. Auto remover, is for human-like figures. There's two other background removers. So if I wanted to do a custom remover, I can use my fingers to swipe away what I want to remove, right? Or I can swipe and select the two of us. Or inside of that one, the power in it is, say for instance, I want it to keep the background. So like I've done some stuff where I was out on a lake and I wanted part of the sky removed and just the mountains there so I could put the text behind the physical mountain. I would use that brush, hit the OK, and then it's going to remove the opposite of whatever selected so you can get it out your clip. But when I have people, I do the auto remover. I'll show the chroma key one in just a minute in another example. So I'll do the auto remover. Now what you guys can see is the auto remover messed up a little bit with his face. I can fix it. There is a way. If I do the custom remover, I can zoom into this and I can make sure that that side of his face, and I can hit the eraser right here to deselect what I don't want. So it's having issues differentiating between the edge of his face and that lightness. So this right here should fix this. to where now if I scroll along my clip, look, the side of his face is there. So if you have issues with the auto remover removing parts of you that you don't want, you can try to recover it and do it with the manual custom remover. If not, the clip might not be a best clip to remove the background, but we were able to fix this one, so it's great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select that clip, and the same way we did with the video version, I'm going to make it an overlay. And I'm going to click and drag it till it goes to the beginning. And now I have those two things that are keying in at the same time. And I'm going to show a different type of an overlay this time and show that it works this way as well. So I'm going to go back over to my album. Again, staying organized lets me find this photo very fast. And with this specific one, I might do the text actually, because yeah, with this photo, I can't add the background, the shadow like I want it to. The clip itself is too white to the background. So what I'm going to do instead of using that one, I'm going to add the text again, but I have that edit faster text in my phone. So I'm going to put the text here. I'm going to add text here, and I'm going to do edit faster. Okay, and then I'm going to come back over to fonts. I have personally added custom fonts that I've loaded into my phone and put in here so that it is possible to do that. So the Apple Garamon's my favorite one. I'm going to come over to style, and I'm going to scroll all the way over on this menu, and I am going to change the spacing. I'm going to make it right, and I'll bring the characters in just a tad and the lines a little closer together. Now I can size this up, and look, I got that logo all over again because I have my text on my phone. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to add a style. You can either add backgrounds to your text, which I'm not going to do that today. I want a shadow. So if I select shadow, select the black, you can see it puts that black shadow on it. I don't want it that much, so I'm going to turn the opacity down, and then you can scroll down. Sorry, I'm not showing properly in this view, but if you scroll down, you'll see there's other options where I can blur it out. Now these, I don't do this stuff all the time when I'm doing a fast edit. It's just this specific logo does not work on this video without this thing, so I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to hit the check mark, and then I am going to select the text, scroll over to layers again because we have this new amazing feature that I can put this behind here. So now I have edit faster behind us, but what I can do as well to this edit faster, if I wanted to, I can add a keyframe, and I can make this grow with us. So it just adds an additional level of effect. So that is the first hack. I know it took quite a bit of time. This next one is so fast to where we're going to be able to go through it very quickly. If you guys have any questions, be sure to hold them to the end so that I don't miss them in the chat, and we'll cover them after the giveaway. But I'm going to go ahead and close this, and the last edit and hack that we'll do is my transcript-based editing. So I have to give a disclaimer for this, and I apologize if this does not work on your specific device. I have a fix for it if it doesn't. So CapCut kind of does the same way as IG, where sometimes they roll out a certain effect to a batch of people but don't release it to everybody. And I learned this the hard way because I gave this amazing video editing hack and people were like, I don't have it. And I freaked out and I was like, oh shoot, why does not everybody have this? So I did some testing. It's not the pro version or anything like that. If you don't have the pro version, I highly suggest you get it, because for the little bit of a subscription, I think it's like $7 or $10 a month, or yearly like $70 or $100 a year, you have a very powerful and fast program that you can use on your phone, and also sync it up to your computer and have the CapCut desktop version to where you can transfer your edits from in the phone over to the cloud within minutes and edit literally from anywhere. I can drop it into the cloud, load it on my computer, load it back into the cloud, load it back in my phone, and pick up the edit. It has been a lifesaver for me personally because I'm on the go. I can't always be in front of my computer, and I'm doing all my edits mostly from my phone now. So what we're going to do in this last edit, so there's 2 places to locate it. There's this extra menu bar. If you hit the expand button right there or you slide down, more options will show up. Your version might not have this, right? And I'll show you where you can do this if it doesn't have it on your phone. So I can select this transcript-based editor, but I personally I use that for one specific thing to transcribe my videos after I finish. But when I'm editing, I like doing it in the project. So what I'm going to go back to my folder, and we're going to edit this video. I was literally out on a lake doing content in a kayak. I know it probably wasn't the smartest thing, but I did it. So let's say, for instance, and I'm going to leave it for now, but if you wanted to, you can trim stuff up in this before you get started in the edit. For now, because I'm showing transcript-based editing, I'm going to leave it in there. So I'm going to add this. And let me know in the chat if you are tracking with me. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like this stuff is helpful. Put a 2 in the chat if you're like, oh my gosh, I feel lost. I just want to gauge where everybody is right now, especially since this is taking so long to load. I don't know why it's taking this long. Let me actually see if I already have. No, I don't have it. Let's see. I'll give this a second. If it doesn't load faster, I might have to ditch it and show another edit on something else. It's okay. If so, it's taking a really long time. It normally does not take this long. Either I'm getting low on storage, which that's a major issue inside of working from your phone. And one of the things I recommend is if you're editing from your phone, have at least 250 gig minimum space on your phone, if not 1 terabyte if you can afford it. What I personally do, I have 256 gig, and I do very big edits in CapCut, so it takes up a lot of space. But CapCut's Pro plan have a cloud storage, so once I finish editing on my phone, if I want to clear out space, I will load everything to the cloud, or I'll have it auto load everything into the cloud, and I will load it into the cloud so it's out there on a server. Thank God it finished. Out there on a server, saved out to where I can access it from any other device, anything. I can go to my computer and find it and start editing from there as well. Once it's loaded to the cloud, then I can come back onto my phone and delete it off to where it's not taking up the storage on my phone. So that's an additional hack for keeping your phone space clear if you keep running out of space constantly. Okay, so now somebody said I'm tracking, but I'll need to rewatch for some steps. Understand. Okay, cool. So now that we have this clip in, I'm not even going to watch it. I'm literally just going to select it, and I'm going to scroll over to transcript-based editing. If you don't see this here, and you don't see it in the main menu where I just showed you, I will show you in one other minute your other option that you can do on the computer that I did not plan to do, but I'm going to load up CapCut so that we can do it quickly. All right, so I'm going to hit transcript-based editing, and I'm going to let it do its thing. It's pretty much taking the voice of me speaking in the video and transcribing it into text. Here are the top 3 pieces of equipment I use to make my videos. So you see, it literally tracks along as I speak. So what I'm going to do is I am first, let me move this out the way so I can see. Okay, so first, all you have to do, say there's this space at the beginning I don't want, literally delete, and now it starts here. Here are the top 3 pieces of equipment I use to make my videos. Number 1, my phone. So now there are some spots where I know I made some mistakes, but I'm going to get rid of these spaces and I'll figure out what parts I want and what parts I don't. Number 2, a mic that plugs into my phone. I have one that plugs directly in that I can use up close, and I also have a wireless one that has noise cancellation that I clip right on myself. And number 3, a phone tripod. This has been a game changer for me. And you'll see I mess up because I was like, I just did it at the spare of the moment. I was like, shoot, I didn't come up with a call to action. So comment equipment and I'll send you over my equipment list right now. Okay, so rather than having to go in and find those pauses with the audio, I'm just simply going to delete, and delete. And let's say I didn't want this part. I can literally select and drag all the way over and delete it. Now it plays, it's not going to be right, but it'll play like this. Over my equipment list right now. So now, and some of this stuff I would normally clip out, but I'm manually showing you where my mic is, so I don't want to lose that part of the footage. But now if I hit the check mark right here, and I zoom out by pinching with 2 fingers inward, you'll see where I made all those chops. This is major because, look, I had a 30-second video that if I wanted to, and if I didn't want to put anything else on this, I could low-key do the captions and roll it. This could be a post. Here are the top 3 pieces of equipment I use to make my videos. Number 1, and there's a pause right there. Let's say I wanted to go back in. I can redo the transcript-based editor on a smaller section if I wanted to. Normally I don't do this, but I'll do it this time. Videos. Number 1, my phone. Number 2, and yeah, the equipment guide, that will be, I'll make sure it gets sent out, but we also dropped it in the chat. Alicia, if you can drop the equipment guide as well. Oh, sorry, you said will there be a replay? Yes, there will be a replay available. Okay, so let's see where that pause is. Here are the top 3 pieces of equipment I use to make my videos. Number 1. So that one, it doesn't really show the break. So the other option that I can do is I'm going to select this and I'm going to scroll over until I see extract audio. And now I can sit here and I can split here, select the clip, split there, scroll back, select the audio, split, split. And I'm going to delete this and delete that. And now I have to move this audio over a little bit. Use to make my videos. Number 1. And I'm going to show this as well. I do L cuts. I wasn't planning on sharing this. Again, giving another hack outside of what I had planned, but I can't help myself because when I edit, I'm very particular with my edits. And this right here is used in Hollywood all the time. It's called an L cut. It is where the audio from the later clip, so the second clip, lays over the audio of the first clip. Sometimes I do download fonts from DaFont. It just depends. I have multiple places I get fonts from. So all I'm doing is I'm layering the audio back with the video, and now it plays like this. Just to make my videos. Number 1. And I can do it even a little bit closer if I wanted to, and I'll drag this one back until it clicks in place. Right there. I use to make my video. So now you can see the audio from one clip lays over, and this is a bit of a complex concept, but once you catch it, it's so easy to do and it makes your video so much better. Just to make my video. Number 1. And what I'll normally do is when I do a L cut like that, I'll punch in on myself. And what I would also do on this edit, I'll just go ahead and show you this last thing before we here are the top 3 pieces of equipment I use to make my videos. Number 1. So what I would do in this video, sound effect wise, I'm going to go to my branded music and I'm going to add the reverse cinematic boom. This is my favorite sound effect that I use on nearly all of my videos, especially my video editing hacks. It's always at the beginning. So what I do is I put this on. And I'm going to turn that audio down because I already know it's going to be too loud, so I want to spare us the time. I'm going to put it at like 20. Top 3 pieces of equipment I use to make my videos. Number 1. And I did it a little late. It needs to, I'm actually going to get rid of the L cut to show this exactly. So I'm going to put this back where it was at because I want this audio to end right when I finish talking. Sorry, I'm clicking and I'm about to drag this. All right, I'm dragging it right there. Videos. Number 1. dragged it a little bit. So I want this thing ending right when that other clip is starting right there. So what this does...
Here are the top 3 pieces of equipment I use to make my videos. Number 1.
So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to zoom this piece in a little bit. I'm giving you guys a huge hack right here that I did not plan on showing. So I'm going to add a keyframe here. And once you can start hearing the audio, I want the videos to start moving some. So like right about here, I'm going to start a movement. And then here, it's going to continue moving until I get here.
I use to make my videos. Number 1.
And now this one, I'm actually going to reset it back small just because of the, I'll do it like here, just because of how the clip, I do want to see that jump cut now. So what I do now that I've said my intro, normally I put a ding right after my hook and I turn the volume down before I even listen to it because I know this ding is very loud.
Number 1.
So the last thing I'm going to do before we finish this out and get into the giveaway is this. I'm going to come over and I'm going to add a transition that swipes right.
Number 1.
And it goes with that effect.
My videos. Number 1, my phone. Number 2.
So that's a nice little way to do your intro hook.
Here are the top 3 pieces of equipment I use to make my videos. Number 1, my phone. Number 2, a mic that plugs into my phone. I have one that plugs directly in.
And then I'm not done with this edit. There's some other things that I'll do to it before I post it, but just for time's sake, I'll show you guys real quick how I do my captions. We'll get into the giveaway questions as well. All right, so I want to go to text right here, and I'm going to add text. Oops, sorry. I did the wrong thing. Sorry. So you're going to hit text, auto captions right here. And then I personally really like this one. And it just, the flow of it, the way it comes on screen, I really like it. So I'm going to generate. And this is, normally this is my very last step, but I want to show how I format my caption. So I'm going to show it now. But I'm going to have to, after I finish doing all the chops and edits that I want it to have before I export it, I'm going to have to redo the captions. But for the sake of the example, first thing I do is I come into Style. I scroll over to Effects. This I've saved out as one of my favorite. I love this 3D look right here. So I apply that, and then I scroll over and I pick my font. And I'm going to do my custom font that I load in. This is the font I do. I make it a little bit bigger. And then when it comes to your captions, you want to have them close to your mouth because you don't want people to have to be looking down to read and looking back up to what you're showing or whatever. So here you go.
Here are the top 3 pieces of equipment I use to make my videos. Number 1, my phone. Number 2, a mic that plugs into my phone. I have one that plugs directly in that I can use up close. And I also have a wireless one.
And there's something else that you can do with audio to clean it up. But because of the sake of time, we're going ahead and end it right there. So I know that was a lot. So now what I would do is I would simply export this out, find the trending audio I want to use on IG, load it in, add my, my main hook. I would add an additional text inside of IG because I want the algorithm to pick up on, and the metadata to pick up on what I put my hook as, because it's normally something within my niche, and it makes it more discoverable. So I'm done with that. And for now, let me switch back over. I hope you guys found that super helpful. I'm going to get to some of your questions here in a minute, but in the meantime, I know right now, I covered a lot of information over the last hour and 15 minutes that we've been on here. I can't believe we've been on here already an hour and 15. And I'm sure if you're new to editing or you've never edited to this level before in your phone, you probably feel like this lady right here in the clip, overloaded with all of this information, feeling like information overload. Obviously, I know for a fact that I've given a lot of value that you can take and implement right now. But obviously, we are only scratching the surface of what is possible and what you can do within video editing. And it's literally just the tip of the iceberg for video editing, period. Like this house, we have a frame but we're missing all of the inner workings. We're missing the piping. We're missing the walls. We have an idea of what it looks like, but not the full finished product. And I know you guys probably have a lot of questions. I already see some of them in the chat. I'm going to get to them here in just a minute, but you probably have a lot of questions like, all right, why won't my background remove? I answer that one partially. There's some more things that we can do and go in depth in. How do I edit other types of video? What do I do when my storage is full? How do I add certain specific transitions? What transitions do I use? What do I not use? How do I physically go out, record? What do I say? How do I place my camera? And the biggest thing is, on top of all of this, is how do I balance and edit audio? Your video is 60%, the audio is 60% of your video. If you have a crappy quality looking video and good audio, people will still watch your video because the audio is so good and it catches you in. If you have a pristine video and really bad audio, a lot of people are going to quickly click off and go to something else. So balancing the audio, there's a lot of really good features inside of CapCut that I teach. But if you're curious, I wanted to go ahead and share an opportunity with you guys if you're okay with it. If you're okay with me sharing something with you really quick on how you can go further with me, can you go and put a yes in the chat before I do it? Because I've created something special to help accelerate your video editing success and help you to get further faster. I don't know about you, but how would you like to have the idea of having everything that you need to start learning all in one place and learning it directly from me so you can go further faster? Put a yes in the chat if that's something that you are interested in. Because with what I have here and what I've created to help you guys go further and faster is the launch of my 4-week, thank you, somebody said yes, appreciate that. I always like asking permission before going into something like this, is my 4-week edit on the go plus coaching program, which it is going to be a course plus 4 weeks of coaching while the course is being developed and built. I'm going to take your guys' information and feedback as we go along. I have modules already built out, videos recorded for the intro and a couple on how to start shooting your content. But rather than building out an entire course and just releasing and trying to sell it to people, I like getting direct feedback from people so that I know what I'm giving to you is something that's worthwhile. So the best part with this is with this 4-week coaching program, I'll teach my step-by-step process to creating better content faster from anywhere and how to make money from it on autopilot on Instagram. The best part of it is you do not have to, it doesn't matter the skill level that you're at. I'll be teaching more techniques on how to edit on the go and edit more efficiently, just like some of the stuff I shared tonight. I know tonight was fast, but I wanted to give as much value that I could give that you guys could take away and start using it right now tonight on a post if you wanted to. We'll be going over how to, inside of the program, how to use the essential equipment. So all the stuff that's in the guide that we sent over to you, I'll show you how to get the most out of it, how to shoot like a pro from directly on your phone to get the highest quality, and how to monetize and make money from your videos where you can start earning when you sleep. Literally, I had an instance where my son, it was his birthday, and I took the day off. I had my phone next to me, and literally right after we finished singing happy birthday, we're getting ready to cut the cake, and I get a notification on my phone that a sale came through. That feeling of having your time back and making money while you're spending time with your family or doing whatever you want to do, that thing changed the whole course of everything for me. I even had some nights where it would be 2, 3 in the morning. I would wake up the next morning and I'd have notifications of people purchasing stuff throughout the night because my content is eye-catching and you're able to capture people's attention quickly and get the engagement needed to make sales. So as an extra bonus inside of this 4 weeks program, you'll have lifetime access to the course. And in addition, I am also giving all of these bonuses at no additional cost. This perfect for you. And yes, 4 weeks training. So we'll have coaching calls every week together, homeworks and different things to help you. I'll be working right alongside with you creating your content. This program, is perfect for you if you're looking for quick hacks to create high value content that converts. It's for you. If you're a business owner who needs help creating content in under an hour with high conversions and engagement, then this program is for you. Or if you feel like you're stuck, you might be stuck under 2K, whatever number you feel like you're stuck at with your followings and need help growing fast and building, this program is for you. So it's pretty much going to jumpstart how to start editing your videos right from your phone. And it's also content creation has afforded me so many different opportunities, and all through video editing. I've had the opportunity to work with some of the individuals I mentioned earlier in the presentation, like companies like Complex, Billboard, Think Media, and other high influential entrepreneurs like Omar El Takori and also Nehemiah Davis. I was in charge and built his entire media team as well. So when I say editing can take you so far, knowing how to edit your content and content well, it's everything. So you'll be getting access to a Facebook community that is honestly priceless because you'll get quality answers fast. You'll get the latest trending updates and connection with other content creators in the community. So you could, if you wanted to right now, just go ahead and try and figure this out on your own. But just like being in this class that we were in today, just imagine the things that you're going to learn inside the coaching program. I know I covered a lot, and 4 weeks may not sound like a lot to some, but it's major. Getting one-on-one time with me, and you'll find out in a minute how much my one-on-one time actually is, because I've been editing for over 10 years. I've had a lot of trial and error. I've spent a lot of time doing things the ineffective way, to where now as a mother of two, I do not have the same time that I used to spend hours and hours editing. This forced me to create and develop this system and learn a new way of editing from anywhere and go make money while I'm spending time with my family, just like on my son's birthday. All of this, really everything results into an opportunity cost, meaning that if I personally had all this information when I started 10 years ago, I would have shortened my learning curve by 10 to 100 times, and I would have started making money sooner than I did. It took quite a while before I put 2 and 2 together that I can making money off of my content to the level that I could. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can go to editonthego.com to get into the program. I would have, without developing this program, I would not have been able, or without the stuff that I'm going to teach in the program, I wouldn't have been able to make 12K in 2 months. And that's the exact information that I'm going to be giving to you. The first part of this thing is going through and learning how to shoot and getting the right equipment, editing efficiently, and then monetizing strategies that you can use. And with all this, you just cannot get the time back by being with somebody, being stepped through it with hand in hand, going through a program. I value my time. I value your time. So this thing is really going to fast track you and to be able to help you make content that will convert. So yes, what the investment is to get in. So what I was saying a minute ago, the current cost for a one-on-one coaching session with me is over $5,000. Normally, video edits by me, which I get asked all the time, and no, I am not taking on new clients. I don't do client editing work anymore. But when I did, my rates were anywhere from $3,700 to $7,200 a month, depending on what people needed, because I know the content that I create gets the results. You can even see on my YouTube channel, I have a library or a playlist of all the different edits that I've done for other channels. Some of the ones on Think Media have over 200,000 views on the edits that I did for the company itself. So I know my content and what I am capable of teaching and editing will help you get the results. I do though, if you are interested, I do offer a few spots for my one-on-one coaching. So don't hesitate if that's something that you do want and you can't afford it. I do take 3 private clients at a time. I have one of those spots filled up right now. So it's very limited, but if somebody said me either, but it is available. And I like to put that disclaimer because I'm willing to do a one-on-one. I just know what my time is worth and what you're going to get out of that. So if you are interested, go ahead and hit me up. I don't mind. But this specific program, the retail price on it is $4,000, but for a limited time, you can get in for $997. You'll receive 4 weeks of hands-on training inside of CapCut and Instagram, getting my help to fast track you. I'll take you from shooting to all the way to posting and your back end stuff to start editing like a pro on the go. But I know I can't leave today at this price. Not that I can't. I really want to present the opportunity to get you guys to be able to come alongside with me. So for a very, very, very limited time, I'm offering the Edit on the Go plus 4 weeks coaching for $400 off at $597. So if you sign up within the next 24 hours, I have this coupon code right here. EOTG stands for Edit on the Go 400. If you put that in at checkout, you'll get $400 off in the next 24 hours. And I'm doing this just because I'm really passionate about. Okay, sorry guys, my internet just went out. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear and see me. Hopefully I am back, and I appreciate you guys staying on. Hopefully you can hear me still. Okay. You guys able to hear me just yet? Okay, perfect. So sorry about that. Man, we were out in the middle of nowhere. Internet can be spotty. It just drops out when it wants to sometimes, but it's all good. We'll go ahead and continue on. I'm almost done. I just need about 5 minutes of your guys' time, if that is okay. Let me get this back up. So what I was getting ready to share is, because I'm so passionate about getting this information to you guys, I wanted this program to be as accessible as possible. So I am offering a payment plan to get into the 4 weeks as well. You'll still have all the benefits of all the bonuses and everything. So today you can get in right now at $597, a one-time payment. Your 4 weeks is covered, lifetime access to the course. Or you can pay 2 payments of $374, which add up to $694. One will be due today and the other towards the end of the program as well. So there are those 2 options. There's no hidden fees. It's just the payment plan or the full one-time payment. I just had to run upstairs to unplug and restart the Wi-Fi. I'm out of breath. I need some water. 1 second. So, one perk for getting started now is strategically setting yourself up with a new skill that you can use to make extra money on the side. And in this program, I'll be sharing how I was able to set up my entire system. I'll show the back end of my system and let you guys see exactly what I have working behind me to make my money on autopilot. The same way you guys getting into this class, you guys were commenting a word. Once you comment that word, it sets into place an entire automation to where I literally don't have to do anything else. I just show up. So I'm going to be sharing that entire back end. So you can get started at editonthego.com. If you give this a chance, I know you won't regret it. And that is pretty much everything. I have one other thing I wanted to share. Is just inside of this live training, I have these extra bonuses included that will be inside of the pack. It's valued at over $3,500, which includes my edit up replay, the workbook that comes along with it. I'm writing a new ebook of my viral hooks on the go. You'll also have my complete edit on the go ebook that follows the entire system strategically from start to finish. That will be created during the entire 4-week coaching program. So this entire thing valued at $3,500, which includes that replay. It's normally $375 and $297 for that edit up replay, but you'll get the edit on the go plus 4 weeks coaching program at $397. You'll get the edit on the go private Facebook group, which I can't put a price on that. Having a community like that is priceless. You'll get the edit up workshop replay, the viral on the go, and the edit on the go ebook. That all together collectively plus the coaching program, over $4,500. So you can go ahead and lock in right now at $597. That coupon code for the 400 is available for the next 24 hours. And I hope you guys join me into it, or you can opt into the 2 payments of $347. That's only going to be offered until Saturday night. I might end up extending it to Sunday, but especially with the replay, now that my recording broke off, we'll see if the replay ends up being okay, but I might have to extend it till Sunday night. So I'll say right now, it's set for Saturday night, might extend to Sunday, so don't waste time and miss out on this exclusive discount. There's limited spaces in this program. I don't want it to be a large group starting off. So after tonight, or after the 24-hour, 48-hour window, the price is going to go up. And once I reach the quota on the number of people that I'm okay teaching, to where I don't want too many people in and you guys not feeling like you're getting customized support for your stuff. So I'm trying to limit it to a certain number of seats. I haven't decided just yet on what that number is going to be. But with that, if you guys can let me know in the chat what your biggest takeaways were. And we'll just do this real quick before we get into the giveaway, and I'll answer questions at the end. But if you can, real quick, just share with me whatever your biggest takeaway was in the chat. Whew. Wow. You guys are doing that, because I know there might be a little bit of a delay. I'm going to check up on some of the questions that you guys asked. Oh, I'm so sorry. Somebody had said there, all I hear, I'm really passionate about it, and it stopped. Yeah, I lost my internet. Sorry about that. All right. If we don't have any takeaways, it's okay. We'll go ahead and get to the giveaway. They might come in late. I think my live stream is a little bit delayed of when I ask something and when you guys put it in the chat. So if I see any additional, I will go over it. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and go to IG and look up. Someone said, one just came in. I'll go back for a second. Someone said that with some coaching, I can become a pro, definitely. Someone else's takeaway was keeping the text near their face. Someone else was like, I like how you turned a photo into video. That is a major hack right there, because I have some days where I can't find I have so much content patched up, I can go back a couple months and find a piece of content to post for the day. But we sleep on our videos, or on our photos, a lot. There's so much you can do with your video or photo. Someone else said photo into a video. The different background remover features, those background removers are amazing. There's one I forgot to show, but I will be sharing it in the program, of how I take a green screen. So in all the end of my videos, I say, be sure to follow and save this video for later. By like my 6th or 7th video editing hack, I got so tired of re-recording that, retranscribing it, putting the captions on. So I was like, let me just record this one time, put the captions on, remove my video, put a green screen there, and I saved it into my brand kit, to where now every time I do a video editing hack, I bet you didn't know, I load that video in that has my call to action, and it's a game changer. So yeah, that thing is amazing. Also, somebody said, I like how it transcribed. Perfect. I'm happy you guys got some takeaways and some stuff that you can take and implement right now into your edits. Again, the replay is going to be available for about 24 to 48 hours. Initially, it was 24, but since my internet broke out, some grace, and I will put it to 48 hours. And in the meantime, now let's go ahead and get to the giveaway. I'm going to go to IG and I'm going to scroll back to the beginning of this call. And I am going to see who put what in their story and select that first person. Oh, the first one I went to, the story's not available. Sorry. And you have to still be on the call to be able to get the giveaway. All right. So the first one that came up is, and I'm going to do a quick drum roll. I'm sorry, I can't avoid. So, oh no, it didn't come up. Oh, you guys don't see my screen, do you? It's all good. I tried. I was getting ready to show the person on IG. I will go ahead and say the IG name of the person. That was a fail. If you guys put some drum rolls in the chat, I'm going to say it. So the person that wins the giveaway is, I don't want to get this wrong. Let me get back to my other view. Is Mama Business Strategist. You don't have a name on it. If you're still on the call, go ahead and say I'm here. If you haven't said I'm here by the end of the Q&A, I'm going to have to select somebody else and give the giveaway because the main requirement was you have to stay to the end. So if Mama Biz Strategist is still in it, you are the winner of the giveaway tonight, which is my pack of my video editing essentials. It's funny, I'm just now seeing the drum rolls come in. It's all good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to Q&A. I know that some people had already put questions in the chat, so I'm going to scroll up to those until I see any new ones come up. But I'm going to scroll to the first question, and somebody said, I appreciate you guys sticking through with me. I saw all the chats when my internet went out. Is it for any content as far as converting? So yes, this can be any industry, anything. The system that I have is help you define what your niche truly is before we get started. But yes, this works with any industry. Somebody said, she mentioned DaFont. Where can you get fonts? Where you can get fonts. Yeah, sometimes I go to DaFont. I think it's DaFont.com or Squirrel. I forget. Font Squirrel. Font Finder's another one as well where you can get fonts. Can we get a list of the places for the fonts? See, I just named off a couple of those. Fontfinder.com is really good, as well as DaFont, so DAFONT.com. Is there another place to locate the transcript-based editor feature other than the two you showed? Oh yeah, I totally forgot to show that. I want to show that really fast because I know it's a major time saver. So what you can do, I'm going to share my screen really quick. If you have the CapCut desktop version, and I'm not talking about the web, CapCut has the phone version. They have a web browser version where you go to like your Google Chrome and you type in CapCut.com and take you to the editor. That editor is terrible. It's very slow. There's another one that you can download as a program directly on your computer. I know the App Store has it in the App Store, or you can just go to CapCut.com. It works on PC and Mac as well. But what you can do instead, say I had a project that I wanted to start. I'm going to import in any video. I actually did not set aside a video for this. Let me see if I can run really fast. Let me airdrop the one from my phone just to show that example. Just give me 2 seconds to airdrop it over. And continue putting your questions in the chat. I'm going to come back after this to answer any more. Let me locate that. So normally I don't work like that in here. I organize my stuff, but for purposes of this, what you can do is you can come into the computer-based version of CapCut. You can right click and they have transcript-based editing in here. You allow it to analyze it. Now, I know it's not as on the go, but it is the backup option until your phone version has the transcript-based editor in one of those 2 locations that I showed. So now I can come through and you can actively see me deleting out certain parts of the clip. And now I can edit a video even faster than my phone, to be honest, because I can see it so quickly.
I use to make number 2.
So there you go. That's the answer to that question. Let me go back over. So again, back up the transcript-based editor is on the desktop version. And sorry, my desktop version, I edit from multiple screens. So let me pull this back over so you see the entire view. It's cool. In here, you can actually move windows out if you have multiple screens. So it's really saves a lot of time. So yeah, so you can easily edit like that and you can visually see what's happening.
I can use up close, and I also have a wireless.
So cool. That's how you can use a transcript-based editor if you do not have it on your phone. Let me see if there were any other questions. Thank you so much. Somebody said this was a great masterclass. I really appreciate it. I did not plan on giving this much, so just imagine how much more I'm going to give in the actual program. So be sure, again, it's only available for, I'll say the next 48 hours because of the glitch that we had tonight. Let me check to make sure there aren't any other questions. Someone said a couple of new tips that I hadn't thought about. I love that. Someone said, what about the photo edit you had on IG with multiple items with one image? So that one was a specific transition. I'm going to be going more in depth on that specifically in the program, but there is a photo effect that you can apply. And I actually think I did one video editing hack. If you go through my video editing hacks, I don't remember which number it is right now, but it is in there. Someone said, I can't wait for the replay so I can watch slow and go. Yeah, it's definitely going to help you create content faster. I know starting off, especially if you're new to editing, definitely won't be to the same speed that I'm at right now, but over time, just practicing it a little bit day in and day out, you'll get better, you'll get faster. But taking these tips are going to take you 10 times further. But yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, somebody said, was the prize claimed yet? I don't see it. Oh no. Okay, I guess they're not here. I'm going to have to choose somebody else. Again, that person, and I think I lost it already, who it was. I'm going to have to pick the next person because the one that I had selected was Mama Biz Strategist. If you're not in, I'm going to have to give it away to somebody else. I'm going to go ahead and go to, let me find the next one that came in. Okay, so the next one I see, don't judge me if I say this wrong. I hope I do not say this wrong. Delano Carson, Delano Carson. Are you still on the call? If you are, go ahead and let me know in the chat. Somebody said choose me. Sorry, I was going off of who posted it first and earliest in the class. Let's see. Maybe they're not here. We might have to go to a third person. I'll give it just one more second before we end everything off for the night. But and excuse me if I'm saying your name, and oh, there you are. What's up? Okay, did I say your name right? Let me know in the chat. Awesome. If you DM me over your email, and just note to me that you're the giveaway winner, I will send over your pack. So perfect. Congratulations. Super excited for you. I want to thank everybody that came on tonight and spent this last almost 2 full hours with me. We just hit short of 2 hours. Someone else okay. All right, I got the person that won. Okay, awesome. We're just short of 2 hours. I hope this was very helpful. Again, the replay will be available. It will be sending through in your email. And if there are no other questions, we'll go ahead and end the night. Thank you guys again for joining me. I hope Edit Faster definitely gave you some additional hacks and tips on how to get content out faster on your phone. Look forward to seeing you in the next class, and I look forward to seeing those that join the program tonight. In the coaching program, we are starting on tentatively June 3rd. But this discount of the $400 off is only available for a very limited time. So super excited for those that will be joining. You guys have an amazing night.